lately I have been seeing that a lot of people are entering into Paladins. Criticizing it or not, they're entering into the new game. Or well, new, it's in a beta, so yup. But they are kinda getting into Paladins, they're starting to play it. Not too long ago, Hi-Rez released this video that says, oh hey, we got 5 million players, hooray! But it has come to my mind a little something. And I don't know if it's just me, but a lot of times when I get thrown into a game that just gives me a tutorial of, hey, you can't play like this, you capture the point, okay, bye. That's the thing. I don't get that feeling of I know how to play the game, and well, in a game that has a lot of classes like League, like Paladins, like TF2, all that, it's really hard to know which class is the easiest to start with, because you just are there like reading the description, reading the skills, and seeing the portrait like, what the fuck is all this? So that's the thing, that's what I want to address today. And by the way, all this list, all the champions that I have select from every single type, frontline, support, damage and flank, it comes from a personal experience. So I don't know if you agree with it or not, but if you think that no, the easiest champion to use in the front line is Barrack, I don't know. So okay, it's totally okay, you can comment down below, but well, I'm just going to speak from my personal experience. So here it goes. Let's start with my main man in the front line, Fernando.
Oh, this will be good.
So Fernando is a really great champion to use since he has the highest base health from all the game, and you can actually raise it up with a card up to like 6,000 if I'm not wrong. I don't really remember, but you can raise it up really high and being the fucking tankiest guy alive. Also, you have your shield so you can cover up your teammates or yourself, defend a point. You have your flamethrower that deals a nice chunk of damage if you know how to follow someone. You have an engage and disengage, a mobility ability which is really great, and also you have your fireball that you can harass people with, and your ultimate that won't let people die in like certain situation, like with a Skye's fucking ult. I hate that shit, but that's the thing. I think that he's really simple to use. You just have to spam your Q, sometimes dash forward to the point. If you're really low, dash away. By the way, I made a video about him, about which cards do I use with him, as also which items I used on him. And if you want to see it, I will leave a link below, or also I will put a little annotation somewhere, like in the left, maybe, I don't know. But well, Fernando is really easy. I have been playing him with, I have been playing with him a lot in every single one of my accounts, and he's really easy. You just take damage, just spam a little bit, spam your Q, be in the point, disengage when you're really low, and then heal, go back in. He's really simple to use, and I recommend him a lot when you start to play Paladins and you're like into tanks and all that. Next, the damage tier. The damage tree is like the biggest tree by now. They have the most, well, champions in that tree by now. So that's why I picked 2 champions that I thought they're really great. So the first champion that I'm gonna talk about is Vector. Why Vector? Well, you have been introduced to him as soon as you start to play the game. As soon as you start to play the game, you will get into the tutorial, and in the tutorial, you will have to play with Vector. And having this little introduction to him and knowing how his kit works. Oh, and by the way, his fucking kit is just so easy. It's really simple. A grenade, iron sights, fire button, sprint, and his ultimate that you have already know, or well, have used and know, oh hey, okay, now this is how it works. Just E and fucking spam that click. Simple as that. And that's the thing, his kit is really simple to start to get used to this skill thingies and all that, so that's why I like him that much. Also, he's a really great champion. I'm gonna make a guide about him since I really like to play with him. He's really reliable, he's good by doing some damage, and he has a great disengage with which is his sprint. And that's about it. I really like him since it's really simple to use, and you have this main introduction at the start of the game with him. Now, the following champion in the damage tree, and I know that a lot of people will tell me shut the fuck up, well, is Tyra. I just love this girl so much. If you wanna know how she works and all that, her abilities, and also which loadout to use, I made a video, well I made some videos too about that. I'll leave it in the description below and also in some annotations. Anyways, I rely a lot on Tyra, and I think that she's really great since her kit is also really easy in a way. It's real simple. You have a grenade launcher, you have a Molotov bomb, and they give you this pressure on the field, so you start to get used to, oh hey, okay, I have to have a pressure, I have to keep them away from the point. And also she has a pretty basic ultimate and F skill, which are, well, the mark, you will mark a target and deal extra damage to it with your basic attacks, and well, your E is just spray and fucking pray. So it's not that of a big deal in her kit. It's really basic, it's really straightforward and simple to understand, and that's what I like about her. It won't be really easy for people who isn't patient. That's why I recommend it to only patient people, since she's really slow, you will die a lot in the start. But once you get used to just have a fucking cover in your back and be aware of your surroundings, you will like it a lot. But she's really simple, and that's why I like it. I like her kit and everything so much. Next on the list, changing the tree, is the supports. And Grit, Grover, whatever, is the greatest support out there. Grover is really easy to use, and it's a great champion since 1. He's a tanky support, 2. His kit is really reliable, 3. His kit is really simple. It's just really simple. First of all, his damage is really great for being an actual fucking support, with his main attack, well, basic attacks being really easy to aim, since it's a straightforward fucking throwing axe, and it deals a nice chunk of damage if you know how to hit it from far away. Also, his healing is passive and active. Passively, you heal. When you activate the skill, it will heal for a little bit more, and that's really great. You give a nice sustain to your team. You have a disengage and engage, so when you see someone dying, you can just whip to them and heal them, or just get out of a really bad situation. And his ultimate, it's really great. I just love it. I just love his ultimate, since he can counter a lot of other ultimates, like Barrick's ultimate, Rucka's ultimate. That's the thing. I really like that he's really simple to use, but very effective. And the thing that I really like about him the most is, when I play support, I just think about, oh, I'll stay in the back line, middle line, healing, and that's it, and my damage will be meh. But no, Grover actually gives you this constant action, this feeling of doing damage with your axes, since if you know how to hit them from really far away, they will deal a nice chunk of damage. And that's the thing that I really like about Grover, and I feel that he's really easy to use. And last but not least, flanks. I have to admit that playing flank is not a really easy task. It's really hard to play flank in a correct way, since you have to sneak a lot and all that, but I have found, and playing and kind of experimenting, I saw that the easiest flank to play and start getting used to this flank, or well, the meta of the flanks and how to use them and how they are supposed to be played, is Skye. First of all, dealing damage with Skye is really easy. Her main abilities that deal damage are fucking laser beams. It's really easy to aim them, and they don't have a big spread, they don't have a big recoil, and that's the thing that I really love about her. It's just so easy to deal a nice chunk of damage with basic attacks with her, and aiming is really easy. And also her ultimate is really easy to use, and well, it doesn't need like actual kind of aiming, but timing, so you know when the defense or the ultimate of your other enemies are down, so you can put it down and blow everything up. And that's the thing that I really like about Skye, that she's so easy to use and really easy to output a nice chunk of damage if you have a kind of okay aim, if you have a decent aim. And also her combos are really easy. It's left mouse button, right mouse button, or the other way. It's really easy to deal a lot of damage with her combo. Another thing that I was talking about is actually playing the role of a flank. that's well flanking the enemies and dealing damage from behind and that kind of thing. Skye is really reliable at that role since she has 2 abilities that will allow her to enter into an invisible mode, and you can sneak around. If you get too near, like really near to your enemies, they will detect you. That's obvious. And also when you get out of the invisible state, you will make a really fucking loud sound. But that's the thing, it actually makes things way more easier to actually play the role of a flanker, not like Eevee or Buck or Androxus that they're really easy to detect. And that's the thing with Skye, you can actually play the role of a flank in a more easy way, and it's not that of a big pain in the ass to actually get behind the lines of an enemy. And also another thing that I really like, well, 2 things that I like about Skye. One, she has a fucking amazing game-breaking or game-tying ultimate that if you know how to place a really good ult, you will just fucking win the match. It's a game, just a game breaker. It's really, really great. And also another thing that I like about Skye is that if you actually get really good with her, you will force the enemy team to actually buy an item that counters you and lets them detect you more kinda easily. Like if you have to be at 2 meters so they don't detect you, you will have now to be at 3, 4, and that kind of thing. They will have this chance of detecting you way easier. But that's the thing, it has this strategic thing, or well, in my opinion, it has this strategic advantage of forcing some team members from the other team to buy some items that they didn't have planned or doesn't go really well with their build. And that's the thing, if you get really good with her, you will have this strategic advantage of fucking pissing off the enemy team and making them waste their credits in other fucking items. And well, that's about it with the list. Now, if you think that I'm wrong, that actually the best champion to play with in damage is Ganasa or whatever, you can leave it down below. I mean, I'm saying all this from my personal experience. I don't know if it happened to you also, but well, it's kind of my thing and how I have played the game and actually felt more comfortable by playing one or another class, well, champion. But anyways, that has been all. I think that I'll make a guide on the champions that I haven't made a guide on, that I didn't mention on this list, since it will be a nice little addition to actually have a guide, well, where I say, hey, you should play this champion and here's how you play him. And I think it will be a really good idea. Maybe I do it, I think I will, I'll try. But anyways, hope you liked the video, hope you've learned a thing or two. Remember to like and subscribe. This is Just a Colombian, and have a great time.